Number 4, Detective Allison Kerry, Saw 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, where do I really begin when it comes to this character? One of the things that I've talked about multiple times on this channel is just how much of a waste killing her was. I understand what they were trying to do in Saw 3, trying to clear up everything and potentially just end the franchise right then and there, but really the only reason Saw 4 is as bad as it is in a lot of people's eyes because they just had to rework Riggs' character from 2 and 3 and make him more like Allison would be as the main protagonist in that movie. I've already said on this list that I've been wanting a female-centric person going through the traps, and this would have really shooken it up and made it more interesting. Plus, it could have allowed an extension of the entire story to put off bringing in the FBI and allow more time to build that up for the last couple of movies where I feel like it would have been better served. Trust me, we'll get to that stuff on the worst characters list. But when it comes to Allison, we never got to see enough of who she was or how she would really interact with John, Amanda, even Hoffman going forward in the franchise. And to me, that just kind of sucks. Having a character who is obviously PTSD driven with everything that she had gone through, while also totally obsessed with everything that John was trying to put out there, and understanding him could have made for a lot of interesting stories. And even the little that we got, literally minutes of it that we got throughout the first 3 films, did in fact make up some of the more interesting elements of that trilogy, which I would argue is one of the best in horror film franchise history.
I will say this about Detective Kerry. She is the most competent officer in the procedural force in the entire franchise. I mean, really think about it. You look at Saw 1 with Detective Tapp, Detective Singh. Singh was kind of like the reckless rookie. Detective Tapp was the obsessive one. Detective Matthews in 2 was kind of like, depressed, downbeat, being investigated by IA. And then I might even go on with the other cops in the rest of the sequels. But if you look at Detective Kerry, she was there from the beginning. And she was a character that, in all honesty, I agree with Mark, could have been someone like, the Loomis of the Halloween franchise as would have been for the Saw franchise. I'm not saying she would have been there to fully understand and be the one to catch Jigsaw at the end, but it's still a character that is worth exploring and there for the audience to be fully invested in. Like, we could have gone on with each of the sequels saying, well, let's see what Kerry's going to do about this. And while she doesn't get much screen time in Saw 1 or 3 for that matter, because she's killed off in 3 unfortunately, but you see in Saw 2, her interactions with Eric and the fact that how she knows how to properly interrogate Jigsaw. She encourages Eric to do the right thing. And also, you could tell, at the end of the day, she's still good at her job. I mean, it even says so. Even Jigsaw, on her final tape, mentions that she is good at her job. So, yeah, it's worth a character that deserves to be high on this list as one of the most competent police officers they had in the entire franchise. And like I said, it's just a dang on shame she had to go out the way she did. But still one of the coolest traps.
Definitely one of the coolest traps. I would say that, just sit around and listen. I know this one's a little bit longer than the other ones, but just really think about what they could have done with her character. I've already mentioned how she could have easily stepped in for the Saw 4 storyline and taken the place of Rig. Eric Matthews is still alive. The last time we saw her in Saw 3, she was looking for Eric. She thought he might still be alive. It plays so perfectly. You don't have to change literally anything, and it plays out as a better film. But maybe at the end of all of that, with Strom not being in the picture, she gets tied up with everything going on. She makes her way into the sick room. She kills Jeff, and then she's the Strom character in the 4th film where everyone thinks that she's been helping him because of her obsession with John. To me, that would have really elevated not only Saw 4, but especially Saw 5, having a character that's a legacy character being there since the very beginning, being tied up in all of this, and maybe after that she's taken out, the FBI comes in, and we think that she's helping them, and she takes Strom's place. To me, that would be interesting. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this entry in SAW-Tober. Make sure to come back tomorrow and every day up until October 30th, where we're going to be counting down the 9 best Saw characters from the entire franchise. Also, make sure to go down to the description section below, hit that link, and go over to Jacob's channel, where you can see the corresponding worst list that we're putting on over there. SAW-Tober this year is twice the fun, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's been real.